Welcome to Recharge and Reignite, where we dive deep into the science of burnout, its impact on your mind and body, and the steps you can take to heal. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, disconnected, or simply drained, you're not alone, and this journey is a first step toward reclaiming your energy and well-being. Burnout is not just a common term to describe tiredness. It is a psychological phenomenon, increasingly recognized by scientists, doctors, and researchers as a serious mental health crisis in the workplace. This article explores the science behind burnout, from biological and neuropsychological causes to environmental factors that trigger it, as well as what we can do to heal. 1. What is burnout? Burnout is defined by the World Health Organization, WHO, as a syndrome that results from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. It includes 3 key characteristics: a feeling of depleted energy, psychological detachment from work, or negative feelings about the job, reduced work performance. Unlike regular stress, burnout is a long-term state that can affect both physical and mental health and lead to serious consequences if left unaddressed. 2. How does the nervous system respond to chronic stress? Our autonomic nervous system, which includes the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, controls how the body responds to stress. When you encounter stress, the sympathetic system triggers the fight or flight response. The body releases cortisol, adrenaline, increases heart rate, blood pressure, and sharpens focus. Under normal conditions, the parasympathetic system helps you recover, relax, and return to balance. However, when stress is prolonged chronic, the body has no chance to recover. Cortisol levels remain high, disrupting circadian rhythms, sleep, digestion, and cognitive function. This is the early stage of burnout. 3. How does behavior and the brain change when burnout occurs? Burnout can alter the structure and function of the brain. Hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory, is affected. Many people with burnout struggle with memory and concentration. Prefrontal cortex, decreased activity in this area leads to poor decision-making and increased errors. Amygdala, increased size and activity, leading to heightened emotional responses, making you more irritable, fearful, or depressed. Burnout is not just a feeling. It leaves actual marks in the brain. 4. Hormones associated with burnout. Burnout is accompanied by hormonal imbalances, especially cortisol, the stress hormone. High levels for extended periods cause inflammation, immune suppression, and metabolic disorders. Melatonin, reduced due to insomnia and stress, affecting deep sleep. Serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good hormones. Burnout reduces the ability to produce these hormones, leaving you feeling empty, sad, and unmotivated. 5. Psychological factors contributing to burnout. According to Job Demands Resources JDR model, burnout occurs when job demands exceed an individual's ability to recover. Risk factors include excessive workload, lack of control and autonomy, lack of recognition or support from superiors, a toxic work environment, social isolation or lack of connection. Additionally, perfectionists, those who tend to self-blame, or people pleasers, are more likely to experience burnout. 6. Biological and physical symptoms of burnout. Burnout doesn't just exist in the mind. It affects the body: chronic fatigue, digestive issues, headaches, shoulder pain, back pain, sleep disturbances, insomnia or oversleeping, unexplained weight changes, weakened immune system, frequent illness. These symptoms result from prolonged inflammatory responses caused by chronic stress. 7. The stages of burnout. According to science, several models describe burnout in stages. Warning stage, honeymoon phase, working with high motivation, but beginning to show signs of overload. Resistance stage, onset of stress, becoming irritable, reduced productivity, difficulty sleeping. Chronic stress stage, noticeable physical and psychological symptoms, loss of recovery ability. Full burnout, depression, isolation, self-doubt, and doubt about the job. Exhaustion stage, habitual burnout, physical collapse, requiring medical support and long-term intervention. 8. Long-term impacts if untreated. Chronic burnout can have severe consequences: increased risk of cardiovascular disease, depression and anxiety, chronic sleep disorders, irritable bowel syndrome and digestive issues, loss of concentration, and early cognitive decline. Additionally, burnout lowers quality of life, disrupts personal relationships, and increases turnover rates. 9. How to heal burnout. According to science, sleep recovery. Go to bed on time. Avoid electronics before sleep. Use natural light to synchronize your circadian rhythm. Gentle exercise, such as walking, yoga, or swimming to reduce cortisol and increase endorphins. Anti-inflammatory diet. Rich in vegetables, omega-3, avoiding refined sugars and excessive caffeine. Social connection. Maintain positive relationships to reduce feelings of isolation. Psychological counseling or cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT has been shown to be effective for burnout. Meditation or mindfulness helps restore focus and reduce stress reactions. 10. The role of organizations and leadership in preventing burnout. Burnout is not just an individual responsibility. Organizations need to balance workloads, provide flexible arrangements, remote work, leave, promote a culture of support and listening to employees, train managers to recognize and respond to early signs of burnout. Leadership plays a critical role in creating a nurturing environment, not one that demands exhaustion for recognition. 11. The difference between burnout and depression. Burnout and depression share similarities but are not identical. Burnout is often work-related and can improve with rest. Depression affects all aspects of life and does not improve simply with time off. However, prolonged burnout can lead to clinical depression. 12. Recovery, the journey back to yourself. Recovery is not about returning to high performance immediately. It is a gradual journey, requiring listening to your body, allowing yourself to rest without guilt, prioritizing what is enough, not perfect, reassessing your values and personal boundaries. Conclusion: burnout is a complex biological, psychological, and social issue. It affects the brain, body, and mind. But most importantly, it can be prevented and healed. Science has shown you don't have to wait until you collapse to start changing. Listening to subtle signals, the feeling of emptiness, prolonged fatigue, disconnection, is the first step toward returning to a fuller life. And you deserve that.